Hey, welcome inside the Hera press box. This is Clay and Alyssa. Sorry, I said your name this time.
That's
Usually I
that's
let you say your
okay.
name.
Oh no, it's fine. You can take
Stepping on toes, right? Another Sunday evening here. We've had a couple of developments over the weekend, a couple of things that we want to touch on that we've wanted to the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, we do have time today. First, we just want to go ahead and go through the scores. Championship was won this weekend. Elena Ostapenko defeated Simona Halep to take the French Open crown. Ostapenko won the final two sets. It's Ostapenko's first major victory. Kristen Press's goal against Norway gave the U.S. their second friendly win of the week. Their next match will be in the Tournament of Nations competition next month. Professional fast pitch is now in full swing. The Pride took 2 from Akron. The Charge dropped 3 of 4 to the Scrapyard Dogs. Monica Abbott pitched a 3-hit shutout in today's game. Chicago beat Beijing by 10 yesterday. Emily Carosone going 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs. Tonight, the Pride beat the Bandits in 8 innings. In the WNBA, Minnesota stayed undefeated and the Stars stayed winless. Sylvia Fowles' double-double led the Lynx past the second-best team in the league by a margin of 25, just to show the power the Lynx have. Then they took care of Dallas. Fowles had 30 in that one against the Wings. New York won their 4th straight, beating the Storm. Sugar Rogers and Tina Charles each had 21. So there's your recap of those scores from since our last podcast on Thursday.
Yeah, you see Griner put up 38.
I did not.
Yeah, she kind of just went off.
It's almost expected from her. No, I guess. So.
It should be. It should be.
Yeah.
She's pretty much right there. I don't understand how more post players like her don't get more points just simply based off of their height.
Right, yeah. No, I haven't even got a chance to watch her yet, but yeah,
no,
that's impressive.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you get a chance to watch the French?
I did not get a chance to watch the French, but I do have to say Bethany Maddox-Sands and Safarova won the doubles title. I would have watched their match if I wouldn't have had to work today because I think they were on at 4:30 this morning, and that just wasn't going to happen. But were you able to watch Ostapenko?
Yeah, and she was pretty well defeated a set and a half in. She's 20 years old, and they had kind of talked about her attitude issues that she's gone through just as well as Halep's gone through too. And Halep, they were talking about her coach leaving her and then coming back, and it's kind of been the turning point of her career. But no, I was impressed by Ostapenko, and that's something else I guess I would like to talk about today too. And maybe we can just jump right into that. So I have the score as my app, my go-to sports app, and their article today was something along the lines of Ostapenko becoming the next big star for women's tennis. And these articles, mediums of sport communication kind of always seem to want the hero. They seem to want the next big thing or at least call the shot, and that's what it kind of seems here. And I love the score. I also called out 538.
Right.
Just a kind of a head shake at the score for doing this because I don't know. I'm not going to put any money on Ostapenko running off 4 or 5 major victories in a row. So that's it. I don't know. I don't like them doing that.
Right. Yeah. And isn't that kind of their job, I guess, is to speculate? And I hate that speculation. I'm right there with you. Just because it's always so they're on top of what is hot now. Like, let's talk about what's going on now. And it's kind of the same thing with Melanie Oudin, if I'm pronouncing that right. If you remember her back a handful of years ago now, I think back in the U.S. Open, and she made that big run there. And that was probably more or less more of a story here just because it was the U.S. Open. She was an American type of deal, so people jumped on that story. But basically, I'm in agreement with you, but that's what gets people reading. That's what gets people talking about it. We're talking about it right now.
It's clickbait is what it is.
Right, exactly. And I think with Serena being out, like I said, I think in 2 or 3 podcasts ago, the door is open for people.
Right,
There's
and
really,
and that
Mhm.
would be my argument is that, so say the score has, all these professional writers. Well, this gives them the opportunity to go out and write a story on the people on a woman who's ranked 45th and not this girl who's now won. So this
Mhm.
person writes this article saying she's the next big thing. Well, 5 other people are going to say, well, get me a hold of her. She's the next big thing.
Right,
I need to write a follow-up article. It's kind of, it
right,
seems laziness to me as professional
right.
writers.
Well, yeah. Well, and it goes back to what you just said. It's clickbait. People are going to click on it. People are going to read it. They're not going to read about one, necessarily that one article that's written about the 45th ranked player necessarily, just because there's only one out there and you've probably never heard of them. So the chances of you Googling that name are pretty slim.
Right. Yeah, it annoys me, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. Kind of the same thing with the USA Today and the article that you had sent me too,
Right.
which gets into the male sports, the men's sports, which I know we don't want to talk about, so I'm good with that. It's just a prime example of clickbait.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty funny that immediately after I sent those tweets to 538, those headlines changed. So I'm gonna go and take credit for that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Please
very
do so.
odd. That's very odd,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So no, and he did well. He responded, so I thank him for at least
yeah.
responding. So
Right.
good.
Yeah. He tried to cover it up and try to cover his own butt, but I don't think it worked.
Right.
To an extent, it worked, but
Right.
not
So
at the end of the
there's
day.
you mentioned this before we started that I had a different angle, and I guess I'll go ahead and explain that now. So the poster is the number 22
Yep.
right there. Can you see that? That's Cody Williams.
Okay.
That was her number at Wisconsin Soccer, and she completed the Ironman in Madison today. So
Oh.
wanted to give her props for doing that. It's
Yeah, it was a rough day out there in Madison.
kind of incredible.
I had my cousin doing the Ironman too, and
Yeah.
it was hot and humid.
I guess at least the storms went north. That would
Right.
have been
That would have been bad. That would have been
that would have been
bad.
But yeah, that's I don't know if I'm ever gonna hop on that bandwagon. Maybe half marathon one of these days, and we'll call it at that.
Yeah. Running is fun to an extent. I've done a half and I've done a full. I probably won't ever do another full, but we'll see. We'll
So
see.
did you run? Was that just a female race, or was that girls
Nope.
and boys?
It was both men and women. It was the Chicago Marathon.
And kind of like what the Olympics are going to start doing.
Oh yeah, good transition there. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Actually, triathlon is one of the sports that they are mixing both male and female athletes. But that was the mixing. I saw an article a while back that the idea was brought up to combine at least male and female swimmers for relays. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. It would be cool to see, just simply because you're putting the best male and the best female swimmers or / athletes together in each country. And so you're really going to find out who's good and who's necessarily not. So I'm really excited. Track and field, they're doing relays as well. And there were some other sports in there. I think sailing was part of it. Archery was part of it as well.
So as far as the racing sports, it's only going to be co-ed for the team.
Yeah, for relay. At least
guys racing girls in the 100 and 400.
No, as far as I know, it's just relays. And what the makeup of the team is going to be, I don't know. I assume it's 2 male, 2 female. That's just my assumption right off the bat. Who knows though? But assumption would be 2 male, 2 female.
Okay. Because I guess I hadn't thought about that yet, or if that's how they're doing it. Because I don't know, for some reason I think my opinion wouldn't be as high if they were having guys race girls in the like, you know,
Oh,
individually
no, as far as
racing?
I know, it's just, yeah, as far as I know, it's just relays. That's what the article said, relays for track and field and swimming. So
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be an individualized event where they're putting half of the field is male, half of the field is female type of thing.
Okay.
That would be, I don't think that that would be good. I don't think that that's what it is.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
the
2020, you said.
yeah, that's 2020. So that's the
Yeah.
next round here. So that's pretty interesting that they did that quickly, that they came up with that decision through two and a half years before they're going to do it. 2 years, whatever it is.
Right.
I don't know when exactly in 2020 they are. And
And you
mhm.
did you want to say anything about 3-on-3
Yeah,
basketball?
that's what I was going to next. See, I'm a big fan of 3v3. I don't know if you are, and this is just one of those things too that adds more athletes. So you're going to get more essentially entertainment value, which is what the Olympics are. The Olympics are trying to make money, so they want to entertain people. And I think 3v3 is that entertainment value. If you look back at the past Olympics, Candace Parker didn't make the team, which tell me how she didn't, first off. Second off, 3v3, she could easily join that. So it's just kind of an extra option for those last couple people who are cut from the actual 5v5 teams to be a part of the Olympics and to excel. And it just even adds more female athletes. It adds more exposure, even though it's not necessarily a professional sport, I guess, in a way, because you don't have necessarily professional leagues. 3v3. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but they just 5 versus 5.
So are they gonna like have to take the ball back to the 3-point line to check it up one side of
Yeah,
the court?
I think so because it said that it was a half court game. So I'm assuming, yeah, it's going to be kind of, your old school, just playing in the park type of basketball,
Mm-hmm.
as
U.S.
far
gonna
as what I
be
know.
U.S. gonna be better or worse than where we're already at for 5 versus 5?
I don't see how we can be worse.
So that's why you like it.
Right, because, I mean, 5v5, we don't lose, or we don't we don't lose. We're winning by 20.
Yep.
So I don't think it can necessarily be worse. Well, it could be. There's a chance that it could be, but I don't think it will be.
So did you play on 3-on-3 back in the day?
Back in the day, I did.
Stuff like actually like, you know, referees and tournament 3-on-3 tournaments.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm
Not
trying to think
often,
about. Not
but I
often.
did.
Right. We
Yeah.
had, I mean, 2 or 3 every summer, like in junior
Right.
high.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's a quicker game. At least in my experience, it's been a quicker game. And we played, well, I'm going to say full court, but it was a smaller full court. So you don't check it type of deal. The way our courts were set up, they were smaller. And it was based more necessarily on skill than athleticism per se, at least in my experience.
I guess I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be a fan, but I've yet to convince myself to completely say I'm not
Throw it
going
out
to
the
watch
window.
it. Yeah.
Right, right.
So
I think it's going to be entertaining. How can it not? It's the Olympics.
right, but then I'm also afraid it's going to be way too lopsided.
Well, 5v5 is way too lopsided right now. I mean, what team can take down the U.S.?
Nobody.
Yeah. So it's just going to be, yeah, I can see what you're saying on that. These
And
are
I don't
just
know,
adding another.
and kind of boring. You know, if you're gonna blow somebody out, let's see some, you know, fast break and breaking
Right.
out and just beating the crap out of a team and not passing around with 3 people and somebody goes sets a screen and check up a shot and you get a rebound, kick it back out, set a screen, pick up a shot,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited for it, so they better not let me down. That's all I gotta say.
Another sport that we had talked about today, and I want to talk about this, and since we're opposites here as well, is the volleyball.
Yeah.
So there was beach volleyball on today?
Yeah, the AVP tour in New York, I do believe it was. Where the championships were today. Yeah. I mean, I will pretty much watch any and all sports, even if they seem boring to the common folk. But
thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's exciting. I think beach volleyball is exciting to watch just because it's different. It's not, your players aren't able to move around as easily as they can on a normal volleyball court. And it's more, and this is true in volleyball as well. They're so emphatic about their points, and they're so, it's like they've never gotten a point in their life when they get one. So it's a lot of fun to watch, and it just being only 2 people out there, it's kind of like in tennis where it's just you. It's all on you to do this. You only have one other person to rely on. Okay, it's a different aspect.
Fair. Right. Yeah. And like I told you, it bores me. It just bores me that they don't move around as well. Right. So it's kind of like, okay, lollygag through the sand and we'll get there. And whereas indoor volleyball, you have more people, less room for yourself to move around. It's quicker paced. It's people jump higher.
Right.
There's a point for indoor volleyball for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would rather see Kelly Bates down the line in the field house in Madison, and those 8,000 people go crazy than beach volleyball.
Right. I don't know. For me, like I said, I'll pretty much watch anything and everything. It's probably mainly, I find it so exciting because I like the athletes. I'm a fan of the actual athlete who's playing, like April Ross today. Huge fan of hers, especially after the past Olympics. So just being able to, it's more or less watching my favorite athletes than necessarily loving the sport, I would say.
No, that's fair. Yeah. So what? There's 2 Olympic sports that I don't like, so I guess I don't know what I'm paying attention to.
You can pay attention to the other 50 sports that are happening.
That's true. Curling?
Curling? Yep. That's so exciting. You like curling?
I really like curling, yep.
But you claim beach volleyball is boring.
Yeah.
But curling is not.
Yeah. It's got to be more than 2 people sport.
It's got to be.
Curling's what, 4?
Yeah, I think so.
4, 3, at least 3 or 4. So we talked about wanting to talk about on this, tying back to what you mentioned on Thursday, your marketing plug.
Yeah.
I have some stuff to talk about, but you go ahead and open it up and what you have to say.
Yeah, it's just a small marketing plug, I guess. But, and I think it's this upcoming week that the Boston Breakers are hosting the Orlando Pride. Now, we all know that the Pride got Marta. Marta's this huge star from Brazil. She's good. We all know that. But their marketing, the Boston Breakers marketing was, hey, Marta's coming into town. You should come to our game. And I don't know about that. I mean, it's going to get people to the game. There's in a sense, it's smart because she'll get people to come to the game that aren't going to normally come to the game. But I just don't think as a whole that other NWSL teams should be getting on that bandwagon of let's market Marta when she comes to play.
Other players on other teams.
Right, yeah. Not
it's like
even Marta.
it's like this would be her last game ever in Boston, which we see in other
Right.
sports.
Right. And that's fine. Like I said, it's gonna get people to the game that aren't normally gonna go to the game. But as long as it's just this team, I'll let it slide. But if it starts to become the whole league, that's when it's a little bit, I think, too much.
Right, and that's what it is a little disrespectful to your own players.
Right, right, exactly. I mean, Smith is on the national team right now. She got called up, or for these past 2 friendlies.
Yep.
So why don't you mention that? And I think they had a video of her. They ended up having a video of her from camp over the last week or so, which is cool. But market that. Don't market someone else's player.
Right.
I know it's going to make you money, but which is why they're doing it, which is probably why I have such a big problem with it, is that in the end, they're getting money off of someone else's player.
Yeah. No, I agree. I can see why that'd be a problem, and I feel the same way about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Rosie White, Abby Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got your own to talk
Rose
up.
Lavelle.
Do it, yeah. Right. Take care of your own.
Rose Lavelle is the next U.S. star, so why aren't you marketing her more?
Hey, that's not what I read. She is not the next great American soccer hope.
Oh, I missed it. Did I miss that article?
You must have. Anyway, the marketing that I wanted to talk about is pretty much just one thing that I want to happen, and that's a shirt that includes all the teams on it, of an NWSL shirt that has all the logos on it and says all the team names, and that doesn't seem hard to create. And I think that 4 years ago, maybe when the league started, they had something like that, but not
so you're
anymore.
looking for something like that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if these teams have kind of what the copyright issues would be for me to go up to my store here in Paris and say slap a logo on there, and the lady would tell me if yes or no. I'm sure, because she did it when I used to get stuff made previously. But that's all I want.
See, I'm not. Again, we're disagreeing. This is just the episode of where we disagree. That's cool, to have a shirt of all the logos on it, but it's kind of one of those things where someone who doesn't watch sports goes go team or go sports. Like, no, you have to pick a team. Please pick a team.
Right, like you have with Dash.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you called them we every episode this year, all right? Don't be saying, don't be backtracking now.
But we're in last place. Can I backtrack, please?
Oh, I warned you, did I not?
Yeah, you did. You did. But I had high hopes. And now it's just all come crashing down.
Yep, that's fine.
But that's all right.
Well, I guess we'll pick up that discussion next week when Carly Lloyd is back, and hopefully, she
scores 5 goals.
Yeah, right. I'll try to get a hold of the beat writer again, and we'll see if he has an update on
Smith.
Yep, on Aaron Smith. Speaking of the Dash, just real quick about some girl named Janine Becky. I don't know if you've heard of her. She had a hat trick today for the Canadian national team, and hopefully she didn't get them all out of the way, because I kind of feel like she's not going to score the rest of the year.
Oh, gosh.
But impressive for Becky, and maybe that's the turning point for her.
Yeah, let's hope. Maybe she just needed to see the ball go in the back of the net. Is pretty much what that was. So hopefully she can bring it, because we need it.
Yeah.
I said we again. Shouldn't have said we.
Yep. No, it's all right. Another thing that I just mentioned before we started was the Wisconsin women's hockey team schedule has been released. So the reigning runner-ups, their schedule has been released, and not looking good for me to attend any games on there. I might make a trip to Columbus, so maybe see a Buckeye Badger.
Hostile territory.
I don't think they even know they have a women's hockey team in Columbus.
That's probably true. That's probably true. They only care about their football.
Yeah. And as we get closer to that season and the NWHL, I plan on having one of my roommate, who I think I mentioned on here before, Marcus. He'll come on and talk hockey with us, talk Wisconsin hockey, college hockey, and I told him to keep up on that league, which I'm sure he will, and he'll be able to give us some insight on that and maybe have his own scoops to tell.
Yeah.
But and I'll go through a depth chart too. Him and I will probably go through a depth chart of Wisconsin hockey, which is why I wore.
Yeah, I see that.
with Bucky, because Under Armour doesn't like Bucky, so they got rid of him off the jersey. But that's a questionable decision by them. But as far as Wisconsin goes this year, it'll be interesting. Dabian, best goalie in the nation, probably the best goalie in school history, probably the best goalie that has ever played the game at the collegiate women's level, is now gone, graduated. CC, the freshman last year, she'll be a sophomore, pretty highly touted coming out of high school, and believe she'll be able to fill the between the pipes that Dabian left. But we'll be seeing.
Gonna be tough.
Right. And senior leadership, Pankowski and Clark, Annie Pankowski and Emily Clark, both on the national teams, American, Canadian, respectively. Got to find somebody to score, and we'll be all right. Losing Nurse hurts with her goal production. But, yeah, looking forward to the season again.
Hockey's always fun. Especially when we're winning. We've had a history of winning, so hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, hopefully. We haven't talked about the soccer game. Did you watch the U.S. game?
I watched the first half in very intermittent parts of the second half. Just kind of my thoughts. If you don't mind, I'll go off of what I thought we did today. First, I thought the first 10 to 15 minutes were good. Then it went pretty much downhill back to how we played against Sweden, from what I saw. But much better. I liked our start a lot more than any part of the Swedish game.
You got notes?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I lost them. But yeah, I mean, I think the added time, so into the 93rd, 94th minute, and it looked like Norway was going to end up scoring. Norway came out. They were a lot better than I anticipated them being in this game for whatever reason, whether they've added some players or not, or if their players have just gotten better, or if we have backed off a little bit, which I'm sure is part of it. But I thought we did okay, I guess. I don't think it's up to that level of play that we have been playing at, and just kind of that continuation of our lineup, what's going on with that, where are we putting people, things like that. I think Nair did a good job again. So I think pretty much that spot is hers.
Yep.
Essentially hers to lose, at least in my mind right now. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the injury bug, for some reason, kind of creeping up on this team. And that's not going to help. Pugh injured herself pregame. Rose got hurt. He pulled a hammy. That was in the 80th, around the 80th minute, I think. Stretching the field, going for a long ball. She didn't get too pulled up, and she walked off. And she battled injuries her entire career at Wisconsin, leg and elbow, which kind of odd injuries that just popped up and kept her out for. Well, I think she missed maybe 3 or 4 games, and those weren't very important games. So I think she's strong enough to battle through injuries. But yeah, you hope especially at her position, they gave her a chance to play at the 10
Right.
today, which is huge
Saw that.
and really cool to see. So you hope that she's durable enough to stay there, because that down the road when Carly's gone, then that's nice to have her be there.
Right. And I think O'Hara ended up getting hurt too. I think she might have gotten a nick on the ankle. I don't know if that, like I said, I don't know when that happened. I wasn't able to watch, half of the game essentially. I know that she stayed in the game for some time after that. I don't know if she ended up ever getting subbed off or not.
And I also thought Dahlkemper played all right.
Yeah.
And I've been a big fan of Dahlkemper, and I hope she just holds her own back there, and she did that today. So you can't ask for much more than that. Casey Short played.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say she probably has a concussion.
Yeah.
She cleared a ball. She cleared that ball out of the box, and I'm surprised she stood in the game. She stayed in the game.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. I was going to say Casey Short playing outside today, which was nice, and then she even moved up some because they put Klingenberg in the midfield, so that was different to see, but lineup still worked all right for the most part. So
Jill redeemed herself from last game just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Maybe she won't get fired now. But it's going to be, we'll see with this team, because we're playing what next month? Who we have next month? Do we know?
It's posted. I did not look to see.
Because if we're playing these big teams again, I can't. At one point, do you say this lineup's not working or these people aren't working here? Because in my mind, that point has already come.
Yeah. No, I think it's the past the point of known return.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we've got Australia, Brazil, and Japan. So tough teams.
Yeah, Brazil coming out of their hibernation when there's no big tournaments to play a friendly, or not friendly, but sort of a friendly. Yeah, friendly.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, no, we could easily go 3 losses.
Oh, yeah. I think somehow we're able to pull off these wins. It was kind of like in the World Cup in group play, where we weren't playing our best, but we were still getting wins. And then we finally kind of turned it on in the knockout rounds, and then we finally got it together in the final. And one of these times and it happened in the Olympics. I shouldn't say one of these times. It already happened.
Right.
Where, like I've said, we're relying too much. I don't even know what we're relying on, but it's not. The passion isn't there. The purpose isn't there. Or something. They just kind of sitting around, passing the ball, not even passing the ball well, just kind of sitting back instead of attacking.
Yeah, and sitting back and passing didn't work out so well the last game when the passes were not crisp and off 50% of the time. So,
and you're not going to get away with that against a Japan team,
right?
In even a Brazil team.
Yep. Callie will put in 3 in the back of the net if you do it against Australia.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we'll need Nair back there for sure. So let's hope she doesn't get injured. Which she probably will now, just because I said that.
Yep. Way to go.
I jinxed it. Way to go. You can blame me. But we got another month and 2 weeks. They play July 27th.
Yeah, so NWSL will pick back up.
Yep.
And then I don't know if they take another break for that tournament. I imagine they do.
Do they? Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. See if they do.
Hopefully they'll start.
Let's see here.
June 17th they'll play, then the 24th, 25th.
They'll still
No.
play NWSL plays.
Yep.
Are they going to have full teams? Some of these teams aren't going to have full teams. I mean, the Portland Thorns could possibly be losing, what, 4 players?
Horn, Long.
Heath, Kling.
Yep.
I think that's going to help a lot. I think Topin Heath being healthy, I think that's going to help a ton.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should regress with her coming back, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah, gosh. Don't bring that up.
Huh.
Maybe Allie Krieger will even get called up this go around.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not.
No, well, that would be all right if because I'm sure Mo will be on the team as
Right.
well. So,
Yeah.
and then Carly.
You're replacing, who do we all call? Well, we called up, I guess your typical your national team who was like the automatic. So we had what? Kemper,
Yep.
however you pronounce that.
Kemper.
Hinkle, you can probably throw Short in there. She's been there for the past couple camps, I do believe, but before that, she hasn't kind of been there. Smith, which she may end up getting another call up, depending on where Ashlyn Harris is at, where Jane Campbell is at. Jane Campbell also is playing with the U23s right now. They're out in Sweden. So that's good that she's still playing, even though the NWSL is out. Because I think getting her more and more minutes, getting her comfortable in net is going to be a huge thing for the Dash. I'm trying to think of who else we called up, but we don't normally essentially call up. But when you're bringing veterans in like Tobin and Brian, and most likely Morgan if she doesn't get hurt again or if she's fully healthy by then, that's only going to help the team. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll probably talk about who should be replaced, who should be on the roster.
Right.
Next week or the week after. Well, probably maybe even longer than that. Probably the week before those get announced.
Right.
But when we come back on Thursday and Sunday, we'll be able to talk about the NWSL.
Right.
Probably going to have to get the WNBA subscription just so.
Yeah, I know.
Get on that. And it's, a lot less than what we originally said.
Right.
So $17, whatever it is, that's not too bad.
Yeah. It's a little shocking that it's that low.
Right. So maybe if we get that, and that might be our big topics on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this episode is concerned, I'm out of topics. Anything you want to?
Same here.
At all? Okay.
Yes.
And I think we cleaned our slate, so we'll start anew on Thursday.
Yes.
Find some more article headlines that don't make sense, maybe.
Right. And we were worried we weren't going to have anything to talk about tonight.
Yeah, we did all right. Okay, well, we'll put this up on YouTube, and I'm headed to Kentucky tomorrow, so I'm not probably going to do much on this tomorrow. But give me 36 hours, 48 hours, and it'll be ready.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, and for us, that's it. We'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for stopping by the Hera Press Box.
Bye.